Good rainy late summer evening coming to you from the Pacific Northwest, the Oregon coast, North American continent in the USA. I'm Rocken Locken, your co-host of Pleiadian Express Late Night Talk, Pleiadian Late Night Talk. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been on air. The energies have been kicking my ass, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And right now, I'd like to welcome from 9 hours up the coast from me in beautiful suburban Vancouver, British Columbia, Ravishing Raquel Toombs. Oh my gosh, Raquel, holy shift. These things aren't going to end, are they?
Nope.
Good Lord. I've been getting my butt kicked, and I know you have too. And it's like, I know it's coming, this one's kind of coming, winding down to an end in a few weeks. But I mean, then we got to just brace for another one. And I think before I let you get into your stroll like you do so well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, like I'm finally, and it's taken me a long time, I'm finally at the point where I accept the fact that they're coming. You know what I mean? I can't just sit there anymore, brace through one, and okay, I got to like prepare. And, we need to do that. We need to understand what's ahead of us and that it is a fact coming and then deal with it from that perspective, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say about all this.
Wait a minute, what's coming?
The different energy shifts. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Keep it coming. Yeah.
The past couple days have been extremely intense because we've got Mercury in retrograde, we've got the solar eclipse, we've got the new moon, we've got major geomagnetic solar storms. So we're just getting bombarded.
If I ever found out who coined that term Mercury retrograde and I'm not a violent person, I might have to kick their ass one time. Just one time. Anyway. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot to deal with. So maybe I will start by just kind of talking about what I've been experiencing, what I know many are experiencing as well, as far as emotionally and physically and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of go from there, and then we can, go into the kind of nicely doom and gloom part about bracing for everything. I'm just kidding, guys. Anyway, yeah, hon, go ahead with that flow. Sounds good to me.
Okay, I don't usually like to list like ascension symptoms, but something that I find, well, many things that I find are very common, just even in the past, say, 4 or 5 days leading up to this and today, a feeling of not being here, spaciness, clumsiness, extreme clumsiness. Like yesterday, I spilled 2 full cups of coffee before I even took one sip. Putting things down and not remembering where you put them, or all of a sudden they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Not having much of an appetite. I know I haven't had much of an appetite at all. Lightheadedness, being extremely lightheaded and dizzy.
Yeah, oh my God, I got to stop you. Totally, like I've had that, and I've been talking to Sif about that. It's been really weird, and it was freaking me out for a while. I'm glad you brought it up.
There's also, lightheadedness, dizziness, shortness of breath. Usually, like I'm getting I recognize heart chakra openings. Some of the smaller ones, some of the bigger ones can knock you right off your feet and steal your breath. Your heart will just beat really, really fast or erratically or really heavy. So major heart chakra openings. I was getting like pains in my heart today. Sleep patterns all screwed up. I'm not really having too many vivid dreams, but my sleep pattern is just really like I'll go to sleep late. I don't sleep as much. I wake up often, and that normally doesn't happen. Usually I go to sleep and it's not a problem sleeping through until I wake up in the morning.
That's interesting about the dreams. I haven't really been having many either. Not that I do a lot, but I wonder if people are either having vivid dreams or they're having no dreams with this. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I know I've had some, and I've been able to remember some. But yeah, I've heard of a lot of people having their dreams are being a lot like very detailed when they normally couldn't really remember their dreams. I think some of us maybe do a lot more work in the astral than others. I don't know. I just, or maybe even remember it more than others.
Raquel, when you're talking about dreams, and I've got to say this because the other night I was on Facebook and this girl posted a post in Pleiadian Central Europe, and she said, can someone explain to me if I'm right? I had a dream, that President Obama was going to die before the U.S. economic system collapsed. And I said, well, unless that's going to happen in about 2 or 3 decades, I would have to say sorry that I don't. Your dream, your dream is probably not very accurate, or you're describing a parallel reality. But yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I wonder what. I don't know if it was just, she could have just been a troll, of course, saying shit like that. But you just never know.
Well, everybody will interpret dreams differently anyway. I don't really. That's quite personal, so I don't really want to get into that too much. I'll just explain a little bit how I was feeling last night. See, each time these waves of energy, each time these shifts occur, we feel that because we've gone through so many, we feel, okay, well, not a problem. I don't have to brace myself because I know exactly what to do because, I'm not new to this. I've experienced this before. And like we were talking, this is true to a certain extent, but each shift of energy and all the energies that come through, they will serve a little bit of a different purpose. So it might be more heavy duty emotional cleansing and purging. So you might, I know that there's quite a bit of like high anxiety with these energies as well, depression. So I mean, that's all, kind of bringing up old stuff and just kind of, letting go. It's a total process of letting go and burning away everything that's not who we truly are. I'm totally.
So these various shifts, you get them coming on, and it's like, okay, most of them have all the same compatibles, but it's like one shift will be more intense in one area or a couple of areas, right? Whereas like you'll get another shift and it may have some different kinds of energies, but it may have like the same kind of energies, but they're just intense in a different way. And so they're all kind of, you've got these waves of energy coming at you, trying to help your body to basically ascend is the only way in layman terms I could put it, Raquel, right? I mean, we were going through these energy shifts like mad, and it's only going to pick up and pick up and pick up. And I have to think that, it has to do with our bodies slowly going through a little bit of ascension and adjusting, to this, kind of evolutionary process that we're going through, whatever you want to call it, call it what you will, but
you can call it a mutation, because
yeah.
That's in fact indeed what it is. Our bodies are mutating because of I was talking to my landlady about this today. Like you got to think, okay, like for one thing, the Schumann resonance has like doubled. Everything in the universe is mutating. Everything is changing.
Yeah, big time.
So our bodies are changing as well. There are some people that are aware that okay, this is excuse me, sorry. There are some people that are aware. Like with me, I'm acutely aware. My physical transformation has been extremely intense and very rapid, and I knew from very early on, I knew something was happening to me, and I knew it wasn't a disease, and I knew it wasn't a disorder, and I knew it wasn't a syndrome. I mean, my feet are changing shape, my head is changing shape, my cheekbones are changing shape, my ribs are completely different. It feels like I'm wearing a corset. My shoulders, everything, my body is changing very quickly. And as far as well, the ability now to, it's also operating much more efficiently. It knows, my body knows what it needs, and very early on I learned to just get the hell out of my way and say okay and not question it. Okay, wait a minute, yeah, my body is wanting spirulina. I've never heard of spirulina, but okay, I'll give it a try. Or vitamin D, or it knows what it needs. Certain foods, like I found myself like drinking a lot of lemon water, eating a lot of garlic, eating like in the beginning, and I wasn't quite sure exactly, I didn't look into it. But then after looking into it, I realized, oh, well, I needed I need the lemon water. It's clearing the toxins out of me. It's doing many things, but that's what it's doing. So it's really neat how we may not have or be conscious of this knowledge that we have within, as far as what natural remedies to use, what crystals we need at a certain time. We will just instinctively, intuitively know as this DNA, as this mutation continues, this DNA awakens, there's the knowledge, there's all the knowledge that's coming to the surface. So it's very
fascinating, and it's kind of just screaming out at us more and more. Our bodies are really starting to, like, I would say, scream to us, to talk to us.
Yes, and for so long we've been so detached. We've been so detached from our bodies. We haven't honored them. We haven't, we've either abused them, abused drugs and alcohol, very poor diets. I know with me, I had so many different sicknesses, and I was always sick. I had so many different health issues. I was like on so many different medications. I was doctor to doctor because I didn't know my body. I didn't know what it needed. So if I felt something wrong, I would go I would go to the doctor. Okay, this is what I'm experiencing. Tell me what's wrong with me. Okay, this is what's wrong with you, and this is what you need to fix it, right? So now it's like, okay, it's been a process of getting to know my body. Okay, and this is what it needs, and really honoring it and listening to it, because it knows. And it's not even about saying, okay, well, I'm deciding to make healthy choices, and it's not a chore, because once you start honoring your body and listening to it and giving it what it needs, you feel good. You feel really good, and so it's really not an option to abuse your body anymore, right? You carry on with it. Yeah.
I've got to pipe in and say this, and I know that everybody out there is probably going to be really thrilled to hear this from me. But so right now I'm in the process of trying to pass a kidney stone. I spent like 6 hours at the hospital day before yesterday. I had been in excruciating pain the 2 days before that. It felt like kidney stones, but it was a different kind of a pain than the other times I'd had the kidney stones. It was weird. I felt at first like it was some ascension related stuff, and it still could have been, but yeah, I've got a pretty huge stone that the doctor said it was working down my bladder. But I'd be curious if anybody's picked up a weird kidney stone out of nowhere through all this. I don't know.
Actually, I know one girl that has recently experienced that. But no, I haven't really heard of anyone else. But
well, they're fun. Yes, they're fun, and a fun topic. I didn't mean to bring it up, but
No, well, I know that that our bodies are repairing and are healing. So I guess it makes sense for things to just like our emotions come to the surface, for other things to come to the surface, to be cleansed and cleared. I mean, personally, I went from being on so many medications and seeing so many doctors to seeing no doctors and being on no medications. But with me, that's my thing, right? Like, I know that there's lots of people that are having the heart chakra openings are having that's nothing to fuck around with, right? Like if you're worried about it, if you feel that if it's something that concerns you, then go to the doctor and get checked out.
Absolutely. Of course,
right?
Of course. Yeah.
But it's also it's a weird situation to be in, because I shouldn't say weird. This is a weird process, but it's a different situation to be in, because see, there's no guidebooks. There's no guidebooks. There's no instruction manuals.
Yeah,
there's no
medically how to handle ascension symptoms. Yeah, they don't teach that.
Well, there are people that are putting information out there, yes, as far as what ascension symptoms are. I tend to stay away. Like at the very beginning, I would share, what I was experiencing, and I still do sometimes. But I tend to kind of stay away from that. Also, I don't want to put thoughts in other people's heads.
Yeah, and you really, when you see a list like that too, it's almost like I feel like, okay, that's great and everything, but it's almost like I feel like they're boxing it in, because everybody's experience is similar, but yet it's so unique and so intricately different,
Yeah.
And I'd hate to have them just their mind narrowed to only 12 ways to do this, or the 13 ways to do this, or the 14 ways to get scammed on your tax return. I don't know,
But it's really amazing that this is really all built in, and it's really amazing that we are we're experiencing all this, And like I said, there's no instruction book, there's no manual. We have so much faith.
We're writing the book. We're writing the book.
Yeah, yeah.
Our Starseed family out there, and you know what I mean? We're kind of writing the book right now in our own way.
And it really does take a lot, because it can be scary. And that's one of the things we're doing too, is facing our fears and just having, like, so I know with me, like, I have so much faith. I just have so much faith and so much trust in the process. And at the beginning, I really, like, I didn't know what was going on with me, but I just knew that it was okay. Whatever was happening, it was for the best. It was for my highest good. I knew that. So I had to face my my fears, and now it's just, I have so much faith and I have so much trust in the process. And some days are kind of crappy. Some days are kind of hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy process, but we knew this wouldn't be easy, and we're obviously strong enough to do this, because if we weren't, we wouldn't be experiencing it.
No, and we're still standing. You know what I mean? We've got that at least. And I mean, we know now that, okay, we realize they're going to keep coming. These shifts are going to keep coming. And I mean, we've got to, here we are. You know what I mean? You can try relaxing, meditating, doing what works for you. I hate really giving advice too, because I feel like I'm sounding like I'm repeating the same mantra again, same old cliches. Not that we don't use a bunch of them on here, like go within, but it's so true. The ones we use are so true.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to maybe give a little bit of advice as far as what's been working for me.
Lay it on us, girl.
Okay. Well, lately I find, well, of course, crystals. I'm working very closely with crystals. But lately I find amethyst. I've been bathing in amethyst, like putting as much amethyst as I have, which is not too much, but a fair amount. I'll put lavender oil and amethyst in a bath, and and that seems to really, really help. Amethyst seems to, I mean, I always have my malachite with me, but amethyst is really an essential stone right now. It also helps with anxiety and tension and being overwhelmed. It helps with that, but it also helps with pain, with the physical pain that we're going through. So, if you're having a particularly rough time, even if not, just you're a bit overwhelmed or stressed out, just keep a piece of amethyst with you. Maybe meditate with it or sleep with it, bathe with it, get to know it, let it help you. Another thing I want to discuss is that I've been, since the beginning of my process, I've just been intuitively drawn to sun gazing. I haven't researched it. I haven't looked into it. It's just something that I just have been drawn to, and just something I've done. So more recently, I've been drawn to crystal gaze. And so what I do, and it started out with a clear channel quartz that I had, and I was just sitting in the sun. And basically, I gaze at the crystal in the sun, but of course not blinding myself with it, just kind of moving it and then catching it with my eyes and using the same kind of vision, which is like soft, almost squinting eyes as you do when you sun gaze. So I've been doing this with my quartz, and I was seeing it turn, like it was just like a lightsaber, and it was amazing, the different colors, and it was just absolutely incredible. And so whatever crystal I feel drawn to when the sun is shining here, because it hasn't been lately, whatever crystal I feel drawn to, that's what I use, whichever one speaks to me, because I find that, and even polished stones, you can do this with them as well. The way that it looks in the sun is not the same, obviously, as like a clear or raw crystal, but to me, you're absorbing the healing properties of the crystals through your eyes, just like you're absorbing the healing properties of the sun through your eyes as well. And that's something that I haven't researched, or I haven't looked into it. I don't know if that's a thing. If crystal, I don't know if that's a thing, but that's my thing. That's what I've been doing, and I find that very very effective as far as amping up the healing properties of the stone, the way to absorb them. And also it's taken my vision to a whole new level as well.
I'm sitting here listening to this and I was thinking, Raquel, as far as these stones go, somebody like you who's into something like this and people, that know about these things even, I don't think we've even begin to scratch the surface on what real friends these stones are to us. There's so many different properties probably that so many of them offer that I just think it's amazing. And I just think that we're just now beginning to tap into what the various kinds of crystals and quartzes and different stones can do.
Yes, well, we're ready now because we're on a higher frequency now, and crystals are living, intelligent beings. So it's so exciting to be on a higher frequency, to be able to interact and communicate and form a relationship with these crystals.
You just like kind of answered my next question that I got to interrupt you for, because a couple people are talking about having contact with the crystals and these crystalline beings. You felt like you've had some telepathic love or connection with these beings through the crystals?
Well, absolutely. They speak to me. I'm quite often, sometimes in dream, like, well, only once or twice. In dreams, I'll all of a sudden wake up and there's a new crystal that I'd never heard of that I'll have to Google or whatever. Okay, what's this? And I find out, the properties. Like, shit, I got to get some of that. But usually I will go out to one of my favorite crystal stores. I've got like 3 of them. And there's certain ones that will just they'll just speak to me. It'll either be, usually it's just their energy, and I will just walk right up to, whether they're in the back of the room or display case in the front, whatever. I don't know what I'm going in for. I just kind of go there. Some days nothing speaks to me and I don't buy anything. I don't bring anything home. Other days I go in there and I'll just be drawn to a certain one. I'll bring it home. I won't know anything about it. And then I'll just have a quick look at the properties, and it'll be like, like, say for headaches and for tension, for anxiety, like amethyst or whatever. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed at the time. Malachite I was very drawn to malachite, and it's funny because I have gone through I keep giving my malachite away to people, so I have to keep buying new pieces. But the pieces that I do have, malachite is the only stone that I actually wear. I wear it right off. Like, it starts out being, I'll have to post a couple pictures. It starts out, being a couple different color greens with the swirls and kind of, design, whatever, through it, natural design through it. And then within like a couple weeks of me having it, I almost like suck the design and the color and everything out of it, and it goes like a light green. And at first I thought that maybe I was buying, a piece of, like, maybe lower quality or whatever, but it doesn't matter, because no matter where I buy it or how much I pay for it, it always ends up doing the same. So that's really that's a pretty bizarre thing. The guy at the crystal store was like, whoa, I have never seen that before. And it's not like I'm holding it in my hand all the time, but I do. But malachite is the one stone that is always in my pocket. And when I go to sleep at night, I always put it in my waistband. And that's just, it's been one stone that has been on me for, I connected with it, I guess, probably a year and a half ago, maybe. And it's a huge one for me, because it also helps to repair DNA at the cellular level, right? So it will also help intensely with these DNA upgrades, this mutation. Malachite is the stone for that. Did we freeze? Are you still there? Okay, wow.
I
Larry?
think Larry is having some technical problems.
There we go, yeah.
Hey, what I was going to say real quick was, look, between all the stones, the crystals, the quartz, diamonds on earth, the fruits, the vegetables, everything, we've got more than enough to cure, I think, any possible ailment you could ever imagine. I mean, not only are all the resources within us, but really they're all around us too. You know what I mean? It's just that we're kind of awakening to that. We're really awakening to realizing, okay, I mean, those two major components right there, I just feel like it's really all we need once we tap into the full potential of all of what I just said. You know, the plants, the vegetables, the quartz, the crystals, you know, stones, whatever.
Well,
Pyramids.
we're remembering. We're
Yeah.
remembering. We have that knowledge contained within us. Like I was saying,
That Lemurian Atlantean heritage in us, exactly.
so we'll just intuitively know what our body needs, and we just just go with it. Don't question it. If you're craving something that maybe you haven't eaten before, a certain type of fruit, a certain type of vegetable, whatever. Don't. It's pretty interesting. I mean, you just listen, and just go with it, and then look into it later and find out what it's for, and you'll find that that's exactly what your body needs. It's truly amazing. Our bodies know what to do, and I know that like for me, I've got an extreme sensitivity to to everything now. Like I don't dye my hair anymore. I use nail polish. Cleaning supplies, cosmetics. I have such I can't, like, perfumes, deodorants, like all that stuff. Any kind of toxins, I just can't. I'm so sensitive. I just can't do it. So, and I think a lot of people are experiencing that too, because our bodies are becoming purer and more efficient. They're becoming more efficient at eliminating the toxins. So I think that's also why drinking lemon water and a lot of movement to get your system going. So we're getting more efficient at eliminating toxins, but we're also becoming way more sensitive to toxins and making the choice to not drink tap water or take fluoride out of and not eat meat anymore and not eat processed foods. And one of the things I was gonna actually make a post about is there are some people I know that are looking at other people and saying, okay, well, wait a minute, this person doesn't eat meat, this person doesn't take drugs, this person meditates or does yoga, this person. So I think that some people are feeling kind of pressure and feeling hard on themselves, because I know that there's some people out there that have this kind of, and I've seen more and more posts about it, people making posts kind of putting down others that, if you still eat meat, then you're less evolved or whatever, or if you're still doing drugs or you're still drinking or whatever, then you're less evolved because spiritual people don't do that. You don't do that on this path. Bullshit to that, right? Like,
yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, as far as, like, with me, like, personally, I don't eat meat. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I smoke still, and I'm hard on myself for smoking because it's disgusting. It doesn't fit with my lifestyle. But whatever, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. So if it's just been a natural process. It's been a natural progression of those things just all kind of dropped out of my life, as far as the drugs and the eating meat and eating processed foods and eating sugary stuff, and I just all of a sudden just didn't want them, and my body was just like, what the hell is this, if it even tried, right? Like, ew, I just don't want it.
Oh, so God, it's like eating rubber right now. Yeah. I can't even imagine.
So there will come a time when your body will just tell you, enough is enough. Maybe you used to drink alcohol. Now if you have 1 or 2 drinks, it might screw you right up and make you sick. That's just your body telling you, okay, you're done with that. You don't want that anymore. So that's just kind of, I see that as a natural progression of things. So if you're still eating meat, or if you're still going out and partying, having a drink or 2 or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're any less evolved or whatever than anyone else.
Yes, the Reverend Raquel will forgive you.
No, it's true. It's okay.
Know, totally.
It's true. It's okay, because when you're ready to let go of those things, then you will, right? I don't know. I don't like to see judgment from.
I can't stand it either. I'm just giving you that time. It's one of my big pet peeves. I mean, I'm just letting you go on, because don't get me started on it. I totally agree with you, and then some.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, exactly, because I still like to have a drink. I like to smoke cigarettes. I like to have a hit of Oregon weed now and then. And you know what? So fucking what? And
mhm,
that's just kind of how it goes, you know. And it's
mhm,
like, well, it's kind of the Pleiadian in me too. But don't let people beat you up. Listen to you. There's only one person that you really need to listen to, and that is your body. And your body more and more is making it easier for you really to, make that choice.
mhm, mhm.
If it's whatever direction it's leading you. And like you said it all. I mean, it's going to know if you don't want the meat, if you don't want the dairy, when you don't want the cigarettes, when you don't want the
Yeah.
booze, the drugs, whatever.
Yeah, it'll just be natural. It'll just be natural. Your body will just, yeah, it'll let you know. And no more, no more judging people. And if people are going to judge you, well, that just kind of shows that they're maybe not as evolved as they're pretending to be, right?
Yeah, I like how everybody's got an answer and they think their answer is the only answer, when in reality their answer is a part of the equation usually. But I mean, these people that are still stuck in this is the way it is. I mean, or we all have our own opinions, but you should be open-minded and to if you hear something that you resonate with, okay, well, take it under consideration. But don't let people beat you up or judge you or say, I did this, or this is how I awakened. I did telekinesis for 30 hours a week. And I mean, did whatever, read this or read that. I remember when you were awakening, right, Raquel? I couldn't get, you were stuck. You had to do it on your own. You wouldn't read Bringers of the Dawn at the time. I'm like, oh, you should at least check this out. You'd be like, no, 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 no. And really, you stay steadfast and did it on your own. You know what I mean? But a lot of people get pressured in, which wasn't what I was trying to do to you at the time. You know what I mean? I was just trying to
Pleiadian peer pressure.
totally Pleiadian peer pressure hour. You're calling that judgmental Pleiadian on. I wonder what he's going to say now about my ascension symptoms. Yeah. You belong in a zoo. I know you had them so bad one night you thought the zoo was going to come get you, but we can get into that show on that on those old times on another show. But
no, but you know what? Remember I said I don't know what I'm turning into. I don't know what the end result is going to be. Maybe I'm turning into a giant bird.
Yep.
Well, I got a job and I work with birds. Not only am I like followed around by birds and surrounded by birds, but the opportunity to work with birds came right to me. So,
and it turned out to be a wonderful thing. It wasn't a black helicopter taking you off to the zoo.
No, well, no. I think the reason why I was feeling like that is because what happened to me was so quick and so extreme.
Your body was like going and all. Yeah, I totally can.
Yeah, and also I think that when you really kind of, awaken, especially when you like, all of a sudden you're like re-put on this planet, and you're like, okay, they're like, okay, here's the planet that you're on. Here's what's going on. Here's your briefing. You're up to date. Now you're on your own, right? So then it's kind of like, oh, what do I do, right? Like, where do I fit in? I don't belong here. I feel like, I can't relate to any of these people. I don't know what to do here. Hence I think I should go off to some kind of reserve or sanctuary or zoo or something, because I just felt like this is not my planet. This is not my world. That's what I felt. So I'm coping a little bit better. I still don't people very well. I don't human very well anymore.
I don't think a lot of us starseeds do.
Yeah.
It's really trippy. Yeah, we don't really. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it is what it is. What do you, what do you have any other opinion on it besides that?
Well, I haven't turned into a bird yet. Mind you, I do sometimes have the sensation of my wings growing in, and it can be painful. But I think a lot of people feel that their energetic wings or whatever. I know that there's stuff going on between the shoulder blades and underneath the shoulder blades where our wings would be. And I remember even when I was younger, and I don't even remember where I got this from, but I would anyway, he's left the call again. I would do little wing exercises where
that was Sif. That was our producer. No, yeah.
Oh.
I'm listening to your wing explanation because us Canadians came here in ships. We didn't fly here like you guys did. But yeah, tell me about the wing thing.
Well, I'm a bird. I'm one of the bird people. The birds are my people. So space bird. Anyway,
blue avian.
I don't know what they are, but they're my people. The birds, just birds. I like birds. Yeah, I would do when I was younger too. I would do meditate. I guess they would be meditations, but I would like close my eyes and I would like feel, but not visualize, because I'm not good at visualizing. I'm better at feeling. And I would just feel my wings, and then I could feel like, just in lifting the muscles and lifting the area where my wings would be. And it was really cool, because this is when I was really young, and I could like move them up, and then I could like fold them, like, like hide under them, like fold them over me. And these are things that I was doing when I was like really young. So but it's neat. I still sometimes do that, and it's kind of a fun little meditation to do. If you're, like I said, I'm not good at visualizing. I'm better at like feeling than seeing with my third eye or visualization. But it's kind of a fun meditation to do. So anyway.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my pineal gland a little bit more in tune with the sun. Like when I'm sun gazing, I've been trying to, like, I don't know, try to focus in on my third eye and, try to figure it out for myself. I don't know. That's just been what's coming to me when I've been sun gazing lately, Yeah, something else off talk, maybe not quite off topic, I want to talk to you about. Of course, you mentioned that, before your awakening, it's almost like, you don't like using terms, but it's almost like there was a walking kind of, your whole life is different. It's like, it seems like another life to you. I'm kind of to the point now where I look back at my life in sections, and it almost seems like, yeah, it was a long time ago, another lifetime ago, but it really does seem like it was a different me. There was little boy me, teenage me, gangster me, cop me, executive me, awakened me, this me, but yet I've had, been the same inside, but I don't know. I feel like those are almost parallel realities now. It's really strange. I don't know.
So when you do you find that you're losing a lot of the memories that you have, or that you had or have?
No, I got a photographic memory. It just
Okay.
seems like, hon, it just seems like when I look back on them, though, right? It seems like it was. It's not that it was a long ago. It seems like it was maybe a different lifetime. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain it, but yeah.
Okay. So when you look back on these memories, do you so basically you like, I know with me, I'm kind of like a lot of it is kind of unclear. I remember some things, like good and bad, but when I remember them, I have absolutely no emotional attachment or ties to it, to these memories at all.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like witnessing it in the third person.
mine are probably not nearly as intense as yours because of what you went through. But yeah, it's like nothing really bad happened to me too much, but I don't have any emotion towards any of it one way or another.
That's good. That means healing, right?
Right, exactly. So, it just seems different. I think that we're perceiving things now from a higher sense of consciousness, and so these things happen. But I remember all the small shit, though. I mean, it's kind of like a Pleiadian trait. I remember all the lame bullshit. I remember all the little details because I got a photographic memory. So, but I don't. You know what? I don't remember them as much as I used to. So that's a point. Good point on your side. I don't. I don't go there as much anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we all got our own journey. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I would really, she's going to kick me in the head, but I would really like to hear from our producer on this. I would really like to hear from Sif. She had some pretty good knowledge she dropped on me in the pre-show, and if she would just come on for a minute and give the audience a little bit of the Rainbow Angel 444 page, author, by the way, on Facebook. Sif Gunnarsdottir. Sif, are you around? Are you out there anywhere?
I'm here, and I'm definitely gonna kick your ass.
I know, baby, but okay, baby, spill it, and I'll take the ass whipping later.
No, I've been feeling these energies just as well as you guys, and I've been saying this for a long time, and I don't like repeating myself too much, so I've stopped talking about this, but the time actually has come to walk the talk. Stop talking about maybe the energies that are coming in. Do your groundwork. We all know that things aren't going to get any easier from now on. and the energies are going to be strong from now on. And we need to do the groundwork to function. We need to ground our energies. We need to use the crystals, the tools we have within us and around us. Listen to our bodies, like Raquel is talking about, the food and the pattern in our lives, and not rely so much about what others are saying to us. And we need to do this. Otherwise, we will get all those symptoms on a much bigger scale than it actually is necessary.
Mm-hmm. Well, I find that with each with each intense raising of the frequency, with each intense shift, we discover the good thing about them. Well, there's many good things about them. We discover even more tools, and that's how we discover how to get through this, how to ground, what to focus on, how to get in that flow state. So with each one, we're remembering. It's a deeper kind of remembering, and with each one, we come out of it with yet another tool. So yes, absolutely, it's about applying what we have learned or what we have remembered thus far. I know for me, crystals, essential oils, different certain types of foods, yoga, conscious breathing, meditation, hugging trees, grounding. All these things, obviously I've remembered, and I can do a number of things that I now see. These are the tools I now have to be able to flow with these energies, to be able to open myself up to receive these energies without too much physical discomfort or without too much discomfort. But it's a matter of not sitting here and actually, you're right, like doing it. I know there's times where I'm sitting here and my bones feel like they're breaking, my muscles, I can barely turn my head, and I'm in pain and I'm suffering, and it's like, wait a minute, like, why are you choosing to sit there and suffer when you know all you have to do is get down to the ground and start doing your yoga, and bang, all that pain is gone, and now you're flowing and you're feeling good.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's a part, this part of me that, I guess that's the human part that's still dwelling and maybe a bratty child in a way, that bratty inner child that's kind of having a little bit of a, oh my God, I feel miserable, and wow, well, knowing that I can just, there you go, change it so quickly, but I sit it up and I sit with it for longer than I should. So, and that's also a process of, it goes back to getting out of your own way, because when I'm in that state, that's total ego. That's total ego, sitting here just deciding, okay, whatever, I'm suffering and this sucks and I'm in pain. Bottom line is, this physical mutation, these physical changes, they're going to accelerate as we raise as the whole planet raises in frequency. As these shifts come through, the physical will accelerate. And my physical has been accelerated to start with, so it will accelerate, and there is a lot of work to do. There is definitely a lot of work to do. This is not I'm just going to sit on my ass and no, it doesn't. In order for your body to make the changes that are going on, you have to actively participate, and you have to sometimes, just get out of the way, but also, move your body and use these tools. Now we have these tools, now use them often. Right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. You are one of the persons that I know that really, really walk their talks and do the things they get intuitively, like yoga and stretches, and really doing it, because I get a lot of questions on my little page from people that have all kinds of symptoms, and I give them advice. I don't like giving people advice. My best advice for people is listen within and do what feels right for you. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people need a little push,
Mm-hmm.
and I give them that push, and then they come again next week and ask actually for the same kind of advice. They
Mm-hmm.
haven't done anything. They were any of those suggestions or tools they were given. They haven't done any of it, and then they don't understand why they haven't moved at all. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do the work, you don't move.
No.
And this connects to people's comfort zones.
Mm-hmm.
People are so comfortable within their circle, within their zones, that they see no need of pushing the limits, pushing themselves to raise the overall frequency. I mean, our the energy now, our bodies are changing so drastically that it's bound to be felt on a cellular level, and we get all those pains and aches and symptoms for different parts of our bodies and organs, because when you raise your frequency and your spiritual DNA evolves, it affects your anatomical DNA as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the chemical bondings in the bodies are actually loosening up. We are getting more fluid. Even though crystalline body seems more rigid, in my mind it does. I see a person that barely can move when I hear the word crystalline body, but it isn't meant like that. It's the structure that is changing, and you feel that. And the energies that are coming in now, they are actually helping us getting those bonds in place. The new
Mm-hmm.
bonding between the cells and chemical bondings in the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we are getting all those weird cravings and changing lifestyles all of a sudden out of the blue. I never intended of becoming vegetarian. I am though,
Mm-hmm.
and if I eat meat or fish or any kind of what is not vegetarian, like, I get physically sick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Raquel never planned on quitting heroin either, but look, she did it overnight. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
I wanted to throw a question out there to both of you. We were talking, Sif, you just brought up the fact of people that come back to you like every week for advice. And you know what? I'm the biggest guy of being guilty of being an asshole to people and condescending on there. And I apologize for that. But what I'm wondering right now is, do you think that the three of us or whatever, do you think that we have maybe any responsibility to be there more for those kind of people and be patient with them asking those questions? Because I really feel like I'm beating myself up here because I've really been, I haven't been nice to people a lot of the time when I've been irritated and kind of real sarcastic when I've even been given them loving advice. And I'm wondering, I'm wondering how we should look at that. I don't know. Raquel, what do you make of somebody that would come back to you week after week for advice, and you've told it to them, but then maybe you feel like they're just not getting it, or they're not trying, but you love that soul. I mean, I don't know. What can we do, or should we do anything? I don't know.
I don't know, but my tablet's like flickering precariously. I don't think it's gonna last much longer. I don't get too many people that that message me like for advice anymore, because basically I don't I don't really give people advice. I'm a firm believer that we all kind of have to figure this out for ourselves. I will, if someone asks me a question, they need help, I will just they're asking me what they're experiencing. I can't tell them that, but I will tell them, okay, this is what I experienced, and this is kind of what helps me. I'm very kind of to the point. I don't talk to a lot of people. It's basically just through posts, through sharing a little bit what I'm experiencing, and the physical, the popping and clicking and cracking in the head and stuff like that. And I put that stuff out there because a lot of people don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. They that's not something, and I find that my friend list goes down a couple people every time I post something like that.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's okay, because I feel it's important to just put that out there so people can just know that they're not alone. That's a really important thing. I find that we're all, when these energies come through, we're all experiencing our experiences are so similar as far as the physical that we're experiencing, emotional that we're experiencing. and there's like thousands and thousands of people that are experiencing it. So it really can't be anything other than what it is, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's no other way to, you can't say, oh, it's a sickness, it's a syndrome, it's a whatever, because we're all so in sync. These energies seem to be affecting us like so much the same that, and it's really good to know that there's so many other people that are experiencing it too. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be what it is. If it wasn't, whatever that was would be fucking wilder and crazier than this. So you know that it's definitely happening. I mean, I totally agree. And yeah, now, I kind of feel better about hearing that. It's like I feel bad for people sometimes that ask those questions, because I feel like maybe I've been in that situation. You're helpless and you just want some help. And gosh, sometimes we just need to be pushed forward a little bit. And
well, what is that? Like, I mean, people don't need to be saved; they need to be loved. That's how you save them, right?
Yeah, so, you're your brother's helper, not your brother's keeper.
Yeah. Right? So really, the only people that can save us is us, right? Like we are our own saviors. So it's just a matter of letting people know they're not alone, and listening. And a lot of times people don't want, they don't want, and they don't need an answer. They're not looking for an answer. I know there's only a couple people that I message when I'm having a difficult time, and I don't expect them to tell me what to do. I don't expect them to even really say anything. I just need to get it out. I just need, just knowing, like Sif, or just knowing that someone's there and they understand me, and they're going through the same thing. I'm able to tell them, I'm having a really difficult day. This is what I'm experiencing. I need a hug, right? So it's just the support, and not necessarily, someone telling me what to do. And it's just the support that means everything.
It's really a little bit of, it's empathy versus sympathy. I find like a lot of us, we have that empathy factor. Sympathy is kind of a look down,
that's feeling sorry for someone. Yeah.
Interesting. Rack, I know your tablet's about ready to die. So look, why don't you, is there any, thing you want to tell everybody out there? My standard thing. Of course, they can find Raquel Toombs on her timeline and on Facebook, and you can find her in a whole hell of a lot of groups. Would you like to plug anything? I was thinking earlier, Rack, would you like to plug maybe your favorite metaphysical shop in the greater Vancouver area?
Oh, yeah, there's two stores in my area. I live in a little town called Maple Ridge. And Emerald Moon is one that's just awesome. I recently bought some Palo Santo, I think that's what it's called. Oh my God, I'm in love with the stuff. It's wonderful. And then Tumblestones in Maple Ridge as well. Those are two really awesome stores.
Emerald Moon and Tumble what? Tumblestones in Maple Ridge.
Yeah, those are like, and they're such awesome people, and they're so accepting, and I can take Ariel shopping with me because she loves crystals too. Like, you can't take dogs in many stores, but those ones are, it's nice that they allow me to. But I'm always holding her.
You know what? This is how Rack, I know they're cool. This is how you would know if they're really, really cool, though. Why don't you ask them if they've ever heard of Rocken Larry Locken?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I just had to throw that in, Anyway, but yeah, Emerald Moon. Hey, Emerald Moon, we love you up there in Vancouver and in Maple Ridge. I'm going to get this right. Tumblestones, right?
Yeah.
Tumblestones Metaphysical Shop in Maple Ridge. That's in suburban Vancouver, British Columbia. And also check out Emerald Moon. Was that a good plug? Okay, so Rack, so basically they can find people if they're interested in hearing what Raquel has to say, and and Raquel always loves to sit around and give advice for hours on end. No, but if you want to find, I'll go ahead and let her talk for her now.
Sorry, Ariel's kissing me.
Is it raining up there, Rack? It's raining.
Yes.
It's raining.
Oh yeah, it's raining.
Here too.
We live in the rainforest. Yeah.
We both do, 9 hours apart on the coast of North America.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sif, is there any, Raquel, do you have anything final?
Do everything final?
Do you have anything you'd like to add or talk about?
Just basically to reiterate what we were talking about, just use the tools that you've developed and so far, And you just got to remind yourself when you're feeling these pains and you're feeling overwhelmed, just kind of breathe, get into the flow zone, find your center. And remember, and use the tools that you have. I know it's a constant process of just getting the hell out of your own way and, using them, because you're fully equipped to deal with this. And each shift, you will come out of it with a new, new knowledge and a new way to deal with the next one that comes in. So now it's a matter of actually, pulling the tools out of the toolbox and using them, right?
Exactly. Like if you want to ask somebody a question like, well, what do you think? What do you think? Well, first ask yourself, well, what the hell do you think? That's what's important. What do you think about it?
Well, I'm all of a sudden like really, really hot, like burning out, like hot.
Yeah, and that's funny because I just got a wind blow come through the window, and it's the rain has just stopped a little bit, but we hadn't had any rain in a couple of weeks down here, and yeah, it's just an incredible night out here in the forest of the Pacific Northwest. I know everybody wishes they could live out here. Please visit, but please don't move out here, everybody. We don't want, Vancouver, Washington. We don't want BC and Washington and Oregon overran. So you can visit and, help our economy out, but don't move here. Thank you. We love you all, though. You can visit. Yeah.
Come to my garden for lemonade. I make awesome lemonade.
Oh, lemonade. Lemon water is just, I'm a lemon freak. I mean,
me too.
Oh God,
But I've been making lavender lemonade, and oh my God, it is so good. Honey and lemon and water and a bit of lavender oil. Yeah.
I'm a purist with my lemonade. It's got to be, I don't like any sugar in it. I like it fucking just about sour and straight to the point. Your tablet made it through the show.
It did.
It did. It's been good. And, Sif Gunnarsdottir, are you back to your producing duties? Would you like to tell everybody where they can find you on Facebook?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I can do that.
Making the producer talk. We love it. We love it. It was all Raquel's idea. No, I'm kidding.
I just want to say I agree with Raquel on her last comments on the summing up what we have been talking about. And on Facebook, you find me on my own page and on Rainbow Angel 444. Every page Larry is on, and every group. So I'm all over the place, just like you. I have a website called rainbowangel444.wix.com/rainbowangel444. That's about it.
I hope the folks at home wrote that down because we can't give out that information again. I agree with everything Raquel said. I disagree with her lemonade taste because I'm a purist, but that's okay. You have more lavender oil and honey for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Raquel, for coming on tonight.
And happy new moon.
Happy new moon.
Happy new moon. Just let it go. I
would say happy Labor Day to you both, but you're Canadian, Raquel, and you're Icelandic in Denmark, Sif. So yeah. You guys don't have that holiday on Monday, but happy Labor Day to.
I think we do have a holiday here on Monday. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, maybe we do celebrate the same Labor Day.
I don't know. I don't know.
You guys spell yours with a U, though. You guys spell all those words with a U. We don't use U, color, and honor, and all that crap. I don't know what the deal with the rest of the world is, but. Anyway, us Americans, we don't want to go metric either. But anyway, enough about that. As always, this is your host, Rocken, Larry Locken. I'll make it real simple because I could do a show on where you could find me on Facebook and on YouTube and the wonderful world of the internet. So basically, if you want to know about our YouTube channels, our Facebook pages, our Facebook groups, there's one page you can go to on Facebook. Go to Pleiadian Groups and Pages. Now, there's a group called Pleiadian Groups and Pages Index. I created that as well, but I only created it because there were some issues with pages back when I did. But I've got a page, Pleiadian Groups and Pages, and you can see all the 30 regional Pleiadian groups we have, the starseed groups, the various specialty groups, all the pages that we have. And yeah, I just encourage everybody to go there, and you can find our website there. If you'd like the show, you can donate. But that's Pleiadian Groups and Pages. And I want to again thank my partner, Raquel Toombs, 9 hours up the coast from me in Vancouver, British Columbia. And of course, my better three quarters, my twin flame, and our producer, Sif Gunnarsdottir, for joining in. And of course, Yours truly, your host with the most from coast to coast, always giving up the cosmic toast. Rocken Larry Locken saying, giving a bit. It's been a while since I've been on the air, so I got to really get this down again. But I'm going to wish everybody a big dating game kiss and a great weekend. Mwah! And that's a wrap.